Hey guys, Jason Clemons here. I wanted to do a little video on the Big Bass Challenge series and give you guys a little more insight into what we got going on here. So, number one, I'm super excited about doing this. Many of you guys have spoken with me at tournaments over the last few years and expressed that you really would like to see a higher paying tournament, something that you feel like you can get a good payback. The entry fee is a little bit higher, and that is a limited amount of people. So unlike having to fish, say, a BFL where you're fishing against 220 guys to get a little paycheck if you win, you might have some room to advance, but you were looking for something that you could be competitive in, fish against other high quality fishermen in the area, and get a big payout with less boats. And that's why I decided to take over the Big Bass Challenge. Some of you guys may have fished the circuit last year. It was a lot of fun to fish, and everybody seemed to really like it. And I was going to come up with my own tournament trail, and I decided why not piggyback off one that's already running that had good success that people liked. So that's why I ended up taking this over. We're going to tweak a couple things, which is what I want to talk about here on this video in the circuit. But overall, I thought it was smart to jump in on a trail that's already existing instead of starting yet another one. So that's kind of the background on why I decided to do it. I may regret it, and it may make my life a little more complicated than it had to be, but I just felt like it's something that this area needed. A Lake Erie only tournament that's largemouth and smallmouth, that's a little bit higher payout, and that will allow people to go to Michigan if it's legal, fish Canadian waters, fish PA if you really want to go that far. So it opens it up to people who want to be competitive, have a higher chance of payout, and are willing to make the long runs to try to win a tournament. So that's kind of the background of why I did it. A couple of things that are going to change in the series if you fished it last year is this year we are going to pick a ramp and stay at the ramp. So I'm in the permitting process to get the Shelby Street ramp permits done to do some tournaments out of there. We're going to do the first three at the West Harbor ramp because you don't need a permit there. It's first come, first serve. So that's why I did that. We'll adjust things probably next year, but as you all know that are watching this, I took this over at the last minute right before the season starts. So I'm trying to make it as simple as possible and be able to jump in and make it a good tournament right off the bat. So the first tournament is going to be April 16th out of West Harbor. The next tournament is going to be our two fish, 18 inches or bigger tournament. That is going to be May 21st. Then we're going to do our first 5-fish tournament where Canada is open. That's going to be in July. I can't remember the date. I'm not looking at it. Of course, when I start the video, I believe it's July 15th or 16th. I'll post it down below. Then we're going to do August 27th, another 5-fish tournament that Canada's open. September 30th, which will be Canada Open again, 5-fish tournament. And then our championship is going to be the 28th and 29th of October. So with that being said, I want to let you guys know some of the things that will be kind of strict on in here, or rule changes that are going to be different than what you're used to. So first thing, it's going to be 100% payout tournament to the anglers. As I said in my one post, this is a tournament by anglers like myself for anglers, and I will be fishing this just like you guys will. I'm going to have a staff that's taking care of the weigh-in process. I'll field questions up to tournament day, and then we'll have somebody else that'll answer questions on tournament day if I can get to my phone fast enough, or if I'm out of service or whatever. So I will be fishing the tournament. I wanted a tournament trail like this myself. I agree with a lot of others, so I'll be fishing in it myself. And a couple of things that I thought were paramount to have in a tournament that makes it better for everybody, I'm going to implement in this. So $300 buy-in. It's going to be online payment or mail-in your payment, and it has to be in by midnight the day before the tournament. We're not going to do people coming up to the ramp in the morning and paying for a tournament. Couple reasons. Number one, I'd like to know how many people are going to fish the tournament so I can get checks ready the next day. Number two, that means you have to be committed to fish the tournament up front and not just put a deposit down and back out and show we have a bunch of people, because like, I'm sure you guys are like myself, if it shows a 50 boat field and you show up and there's only 20, it takes a lot of the luster out of the tournament. So that's one of the things I wanted to change. So it's going to be $300. You'll be able to pay it online, which we're working on the system. If you want to get on the roster, you can contact me and we'll get you on the roster for any of the events up front. You can pay one at a time, or you can pay for all the tournaments up front for the entire season. It's 5 regular tournaments, 1 championship. If you'd like to pay that up front, you can. So that's one change that's going to happen. No day of tournament payments, and it's going to be $300 either online or mail in a check. Make sure it's here by midnight the day before the tournament. On that same vein, I do not plan on canceling any tournaments unless there's literally, a tornado or lightning or something crazy. So be prepared if it's blowing northeast wind at 30 miles an hour and I have to lock it into West Harbor or lock it into the Sandusky Bay to do that style of fishing, because I'm not going to cancel it, and there's not going to be a refund if you pay $300 to fish a tournament because you don't want to fish in the rain or the wind. So if you sign up for a tournament, just remember, the plan is that you're going to fish the tournament, and if you don't, you're still going to pay in, and somebody's going to get your money. So that's one of the things I think need to be done, and that's how it should be. That makes sure we have a full field, and make sure you're fishing against highly competitive people that want to figure out how to win, whether it's locked in West Harbor, locked into the Sandusky Bay, or you can run all the way to Lake St. Clair if it's a calm day. So that's the kind of circuit I wanted it to be. So that's kind of the vision and how we created it. Big bass is going to be $20 per tournament. At $20 per tournament, if we have a 50 boat field, that's $1,000 cash for big bass, which is pretty awesome. I did do the payouts for what the tournaments would be like on a 50 boat field. I don't have it in front of me, but it was a very high payout, and I will put that below. I also understand that not everybody does this for the money. It's not about the payout. A lot of it is just about the win and the competition, myself included. So we're also giving plaques out to the top 5. So the top 5 up to 50 boats are going to get a check, and you're going to get a plaque. For me, the plaque's worth more than the money. I like to win. It's nice to get the money back and pay for some gear and wear and tear and fuel and the entry fee, but we all do this because we are competitive and we want to win. So we are going to do plaques for the top 5 every tournament. The championship will be top 10. So that's another thing that's a little bit different. The championship, while we're on that subject, will be 2 days, October 28th and 29th. That will be a $400 entry and $30 big bass, or $40 big bass. All those details will obviously be on the website when it's up and are on the Facebook page now, but that's how that's going to go. In order to qualify for the championship, you have to have fished 3 events. So out of the 5, you have to fish at least 3 to qualify, and we're going to cap it at 50 boats for the first year. So if you decide you want to do this, please let me know so I can get you on a list on any of the dates that you want to fish, because I would suspect that with the payouts and the way the tournaments are going to be set up, that we're going to fill up pretty fast. Why capping it at 50? 2 reasons, maybe more than 2 reasons, but 2 of the main reasons are the ability to make sure we're running the tournament right. If we start out, it gets really popular, we get 100 boats and we're a little rusty, I don't want to put a bad taste in anybody's mouth on the tournament trail. I want it to be good. Number 2, it makes it really simple. We can pay out the top 5, whether there's 15 boats or 50 boats, and not have to adjust our percentages. It just makes life simpler. Again, it's the first year I'm running a tournament. I've fished them for a few years, but obviously I'm not a professional tournament coordinator. I have a good idea, but I want to make sure that we don't get overrun with people and it just becomes a mess and people don't want to come back. Because I'd like to see this trail go for years and years and become something really nice. Maybe be Bassmaster Team Champion sanctioned, so you can take it a little step further at the end of the season. So I would like to keep it going. In order to do that, I want to make sure the first year's run is perfect as possible, and I think a maximum of 50 boats will make that happen. So those are a couple of the changes to the current format, or last year's format, I should say. We're not going to have several ramps you could drive to. It's going to be 1 ramp out, 1 place to check in, and then we are going to be doing the weigh-in obviously at the ramp for that tournament. So that's one of the changes that's going to happen. Again, we're going to pay online or mail in. There's going to be no paying the morning of, other than big bass. And another thing that we're going to do that's different is, instead of doing your boat number in the morning goes based off when you enter, or doing a draw with poker tabs or balls or something in the morning, we're going to take everybody the night before by midnight. We're going to put you into a number generator, a random number generator online, and we're going to spit out all the numbers. So you're going to know your boat number the night before the tournament. So you're going to know if you have to be in a hurry to get there at 5 in the morning to be in line, or if you don't need to be there till a little later. And then all you're going to have to do when you get to the tournament is pull up, check in, we'll check you off the list, and then we're going to take a ribbon and put it on your trolling motor that lets us know that we checked your live well, and then you're free to launch and wait. So I think that's the best system to be fair on the draw. It doesn't matter whether you sign up at 10 p.m. the night before or 10 weeks before. You have the same odds of getting a draw number that you're going to get, and it's completely random, so there's no hurt feelings of looking at numbers or cheating and grabbing a ball because we're not paying attention, or favoritism or anything like that. So a random generator will take care of that. And then obviously then we'll have the takeoff in order. You'll know what your number is. We're going to have a boat out there to send everybody off. We'll probably play the national anthem before we take off, do some kind of kickstart music to get everybody pumped up, and then we'll head out. So there's going to be obviously a lot of rules that go into this. I'm just hitting on the bigger points. So that's a couple of the things that are going to change. It's going to be largemouth, smallmouth, or if you happen to catch a spotted bass up here, tournament, 14 inches or bigger for all the tournaments except the trophy tournament. The trophy tournament, again, is 2 18-inch fish, which is a little different. A reminder on that, you have to have a 2-person team for that to work. You can fish as a 1-person team the entire year if you want, but you're only going to be allowed to catch 1 18-inch fish that day. So you're going to want to have a partner for that day to make that work. You are going to sign up with 1 partner and have 1 alternate, so it's going to be similar to the GLS series for anybody who fishes that. You can have 1 main partner and 1 alternate, but you can't have a different partner for every tournament. And you can fish with either that partner or the alternate in the championship, and it doesn't make any difference. So that's another change. Again, a big one for a lot of people was the ability to fish wherever you feel like fishing. So as far as you feel like traveling from the ramp that's legal water and it has a legal size limit that matches ours, in other words, if it's an 18-inch limit in Pennsylvania, but it's only 14 here, or vice versa, 18 here and 14 there, you can't bring a 14-inch fish here, so it has to match our laws. But you'll be able to fish Canadian water for smallmouth in the July, August, September, and October tournament. You can fish Lake St. Clair if you want. You can fish the Detroit River. You can fish Michigan if you want to fish Presque Isle Bay and the rules match up. You can do that too. So it's going to leave it wide open for as far as you want to run from the ramp. You can fish. So a lot of the competitors I've talked to don't want to be handcuffed on where they can and can't go, want to be able to go wherever they feel like the fish are and their best chance of winning is. I thought that was a good way to do it. And of course, smallmouth, largemouth, and spot, so you can catch whatever fish you want. I did my best to make sure this tournament was around everything. I'm sure there's some conflicts with some of them, but for the most part, it's pretty open. All the dates should be open compared to Michigan BFLs, GLS Series, Fallen Heroes Tournament. Again, I know there's going to be some club tournaments that overlap, and there's going to be some other ones. Another reason why I capped it at 50 boats, it makes it a little bit simpler. Once we hit the 50 boat limit for each tournament, we're going to cut off signups. That'll make it a little simpler. We'll gauge it this year, and then next year we'll either go to 75 or 100 if we think we have to, and then it'll become a little bit bigger trail. But I know you guys are going to have a bunch more questions. But the main things I wanted to tell you are $300 entry, $20 big bass for all the tournaments except the championship. The championship is going to be $400 to enter and $40 for big bass. It's going to be a 100% payout tournament. So all the money that we collect, whether it's from a sponsor or from an angler, is going to the anglers and the help. So we're going to take 95% of the tournament fees. That gets paid out that tournament. 5% gets held back for the championship. The championship, all the money obviously goes to the championship, plus all the 5% from the other 5 tournaments goes in, plus whatever sponsorship money is left at the end of the year after we pay the people to help us run the tournament. So it's going to be an awesome tournament for the angler. It's going to be an awesome tournament for the people running it because they're going to get paid, and I'm doing it pro bono just to have an awesome tournament trail for you guys to fish. I'm not worried about the money of it. I want an awesome tournament trail that everybody loves. The people that run it get paid and have a good time. All the anglers get paid really well and have a great time, and everybody enjoys the circuit. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. I know I'm rambling on in this video, but I'm excited about it, and I've got thoughts running all through my head. But I don't know what else I would have missed on the rules, but I have the rules written. They will be on the website. If you follow the GLS rules, things are going to be very close to that. But obviously there's a few changes that I've made, one being smallmouth, where you can fish. Payouts are different, but for the most part, the hardcore rules of horsepower, late penalties, all that are on there. We'll get those posted soon. So I hope everybody's excited about this. Tell all your friends about it. It's going to be an awesome tournament. The payouts are going to be great, and top 5 are going to get a plaque every week. We got 5 tournaments in a championship, good chance to make some money. More importantly, it's going to be awesome competition with the best fishermen on Lake Erie, and you're going to have a chance to show your talents and get some plaques and have some camaraderie. It'll be a great time. So hope everybody's going to enjoy it. Looking forward to it. If you have any questions, comment below or send us a message. Appreciate it.